I absolutely hate when I get telephone calls in the middle of this. Not sure if I'm going to be able to edit this into one video or if it'll have to be two, but these videos are going up. Anyway, like I was saying, she was ready for him to get the fuck on. Like, listen, Capricorn energy really can appreciate things being taken care of. Bring home the bacon, absolutely. But like I said, it's also about erecting those boundaries, understanding yourself, seeing where your limits are, being able to confidently establish them with other people. And Capricorn being the last of all the earth signs, it has a really good grip and understanding on that. Sometimes people with Capricorn placements feel a little bit removed from society, from humanity, because of the fact that they're the last of the zodiac. So think of the zodiac wheel as like an evolution from Aries all the way to Pisces. It's like a baby growing into the grandmother or father of like in the human evolution. So Capricorn is the third to last sign. They completely understand. You know, sometimes you get older, you develop that fuck it energy towards things. That's totally Capricorn. They are so comfortable in that fuck it arena. I have an aunt who's a Capricorn, and when I tell you, since time, from birth, she's always been more standoffish. She's a pillar in our family, but like, she is not with the fuck shit. Like, they just don't have time. And even from a young child, Capricorns don't need to grow into that element of themselves. They just automatically understand what matters and what doesn't in my survival, in my evolution, and in my journey to the top of the ladder. So with the moon being in Capricorn, we kind of all are adapting that energy a little bit more. Like I said, if you have a natal moon in Capricorn, you're going to really feel it. If you have any aspects to Capricorn or planets in Capricorn, then the moon being there is going to affect you a little more. I myself have a Capricorn stellium, so anytime moon is in Capricorn, and my stellium consists of my Saturn, my Mercury, my Saturn, my Mercury, my North Node, and I also have some other shit there, but I forget. But anyway, anytime moon comes there, I'm like, all right, how do I create my boundaries? That's Saturn. And Saturn rules over Capricorn. So it's like doubly, how do I develop my boundaries? How am I establishing my business? How am I setting myself up now so that I can grow later within my legacy and even just in self-evolution and growth? 2, communication. How am I communicating with people? Am I being efficient in my communications? Am I being clear in my communications? Am I presenting clear boundaries with the way that I'm communicating with people? Is this communication meaningful? Who do I need to communicate with in order to establish myself, right? And then North Node is about like evolution and stuff like that. So it's just, am I being the best business-minded person that I can be? So that's just myself. But like I said, with that moon being there, everybody's probably waking up with that, you know, am I really where I need to be in life? What can I do more to like ground my endeavors? Because earth signs are all about bringing shit from the ideal realm down to earth, right? So it's like, for me, doing music, I want to do music. That's like a lofty dream to a lot of people, and I do music, you know what I'm saying? And I've made that a reality over the past few years of my life, but it's always about climbing the ladder. So how do I get even further in that endeavor? Even with High Vibe, with this channel, like even me doing this live, that's why I said I woke up this morning like, what can I do today to help further myself, future me, future Nell, right? So it's a studious time. It's a time where people wake up a little earlier, work out, maybe go to work a little earlier, clock in before, you know, get in your cubicle before everybody else, or you might be making a phone call to your boss to talk about something important, to talk about a pay raise. A lot of times people get very, very just cut and dry, point blank when it comes to things being in Capricorn, especially the moon, because it governs your feelings. It affects how you feel about things. So it's like, if you've been thinking about that raise and you just haven't had the balls to call your boss up and say, you know what, look, here's what I'm worth. A time where the moon is in Capricorn will be one of those days where you'll wake up like, you know what, fuck this shit, I'm worth it, here are my receipts. Because Capricorn keeps secret receipts like a motherfucker. Like, you thought, but remember that time you asked me to do this, and that, and I don't get paid for this, or that, but I did it and I did an excellent job. This is why I deserve to be moved up. And they understand how to talk to people because they get the value of actions. A Capricorn is not going to move if it doesn't value them. If it doesn't benefit them in some sort of way, they're not going to do certain things. So I digress. And it's also right up next to Pluto right now. So again, having that power over your life and understanding that, okay, because Pluto is all about the power dynamics, right? So I tend to see Pluto as that planet that symbolizes how we feel about having control in our lives. And going to a job is one of the places where the control dynamic is very, very evident and prevalent every single day. So with the moon being there and it all being in Capricorn, I definitely feel like this is one of those days where a lot of people are going to have the balls, because they have that moon there, the feelings, and then the desire for power there, that Pluto, which is very, very magnetic and almost manipulative and strategic, and just preoccupied with how much, like, if these are the scales, they want to know how much they're able to hold on to, like how much weight they can pull. So I see a lot of people having conversations with their bosses, trying to switch jobs, switching positions, taking more of a manipulative or taking the under road to try to see where they can get certain things that they want or that they desire from their employment, from their employers. I definitely could see that being a thing with the Pluto and the moon meeting up in Capricorn. Mars is also there, so that's yet another, and it's almost on its way out. It's at 28 degrees Capricorn, but it's there, honey. It's not necessarily, it's like at the last, it's not necessarily conjunct that Pluto and that moon, but being that they're all in the same sign, it's still fueling that energy. So Mars is all about how we feel like what capabilities we feel we have to carry out tasks. So again, like, I feel like a lot of people might be making moves for themselves. Is everybody's thinking about, okay, what would be best for me in this situation? How can I be of service to myself? How can I put more bacon on my motherfucking people's table? And that's a very interesting combination. We've got Saturn is also at 2 degrees Capricorn. So yeah, right now a lot of people are thinking about how they can stabilize. I'll just say that much. People are going to be coming out of the woodworks using all types of, it's the 48 laws of power type of energy. It's the art of war, art of seduction type of energy. People are reading their texts, or I wouldn't even say reading their texts at this point. With Mars being there, the moon being there, I see a lot of action. I see a lot of spontaneous action going towards figuring out how you're going to establish yourself. And also with that Venus in Libra, we're sweet on people. We are understanding that you got to give people what they want in order to get what you want from people. Right? That's that Libra balance in the scales, fair is fair energy. But it's not in a negative way, because it's such a sweet planet there. With Venus being there, it's like, okay, so I'm going to figure out how to use this to my advantage. I will say a lot of women will probably going into the workplace dressed a little bit nicer, trying to get what they need out of their employer or out of the situation, out of a partner, out of a business deal. Let me see what else is going on here. Like I said, we got that Saturn in Capricorn. So again, that stabilizing energy where we're drawing the lines in the sand and figuring out what it is that we can take with us to help better our endeavors. That sun going from it's still in Leo, so it still is about the individualistic plan. Yep, your own individual plan. And we also have Mercury in Leo up there. So the way that we're talking to people with Mercury being in Leo, Venus being in Libra, that is just such a sweet time to me, because like I've already explained the Libra thing, the Venus and Libra thing, but Mercury being in Leo makes for a very charismatic time. Now this all depends on your own chart. I'm gonna say that a million times, because everybody's not gonna take these placements and deal with them the same way, but I'm just saying an overall reading of the times right now, it's a good time to have certain conversations, because with the Mercury in Leo, that is persuasion times 1,000, because Leo does have that domineering, I want what I want, if you roll with me you're gonna be okay, just persuasive. It seems like a charitable thing to be on the side of a Leo. But with Leos, they, like I said, they always take the dominant edge to things. So it's never going to be, let me help you do blah, blah, blah. It's going to be, if you help me with A, B, or C, this is how I'll be able to increase your notoriety. This is how I'll be able to put you in front of a room of people who will be in awe of you. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, you got to help me first. You have to be loyal. Because Leo, don't take me wrong, that Leo energy is something to it's something valuable. It is. I just feel like whoever is taking the energy can take, it's like money. You get money, but it just amplifies the person that you already are. So if you're a shitty person, you're going to use that power in a shitty way. If you're a really good person, you're going to use that power to benefit the good of everybody involved. But nonetheless, it's all going to funnel through you. Because Leo is that I'm the one feeling type of sign. Like people always say Leos have that you know, that ego, that arrogance, whatever. That's just a lower vibrational Leo. Higher vibrational Leos still have it. Think of Barack Obama, but they use it for good. Okay, anyway, I got a text message, sorry. But yeah, nonetheless, when that Mercury is there, Mercury is about how we communicate, how we talk, how we send messages, how we sound, how we frame things. It's about how the mind works. And so it's not only how the mind works, but it's how you deliver that information to other people. So with it being in Leo, it's all about why I'm the greatest, why you should fuck with me, why if you fuck with me, it's going to make you the greatest too. You want to be associated with greatness, right? And the North Node is there. So the North Node has been asking us for quite some time, because that takes a minute to move through the houses, or through the signs rather. But it's been asking us to find our strength, to find our sweet spot, to find our value, our place of confidence for quite some time now. So with those signs being there, it's almost like, especially with the sun getting ready to move out, big yourself up. Look at yourself in the mirror. Get yourself together. Put your makeup on. Put your best clothes on. Feel good about who you are and how you're presenting yourself. Do your hair, especially Leo rules the hair and things of that nature. It also actually rules the heart, but Leos tend to be known for their big hair and stuff like that. They make statements with their hair, much like lions and the lion's mane. But even in your emails and your text messages, in your presenting yourself on social media, it's definitely a time still to big yourself up. I think when the sun moves into Virgo, it'll be much more about like, I'm the shit. This is why I'm the shit. Like Nicki Minaj is out playing that whole bitches are my sons. Like, okay, that rocked for a little bit, but now how them finances looking now? How is that business actually rolling? Do you take care of your employees? Do they have a you know what I'm saying, like is everybody on the same page here? Or is this machine moving efficiently? The machine behind you, it's not just necessarily about you, but about all the processes that happen in order to present who you say you are. Is your shit together? Is all your shit in a nice neat pile? Right? But then it'll still be about, okay, fuck with me because my shit is in a nice neat pile. You see what I'm saying, that transition there? I hope this makes sense. I hope I got some astro buffs out there who keeping up with the situation that I'm displaying right now. So the last couple things I think that are kind of hitting me is this Uranus and Taurus. If you guys have not researched that, please go look up what that means and what that might mean for you. There's tons of astrologers all over YouTube, all over the blogs, all over Google, who can break that down for what that means for you specifically. Uranus and Taurus is something we've been waiting on for quite some time, because Uranus moves pretty slowly through the signs, and going from Aries to Taurus has been highly anticipated. And so now that we're here, I think that it's important to, again, here's this whole finance talk. There's so much going on in Capricorn. Sun's getting ready to be in Virgo, and now Uranus is in Taurus. That means a lot of the planets are pulling up in these earth houses. So I think that it's important to understand your own particular finances. Virgo rules the second house, which rules value, finances, self-esteem, what resources you can acquire, what resources you have access to, and the things that you can call your own. Like if we were to go into war, the Taurus house would be where you would find all of the sustainable needs, you know, in order to sustain the fucking apocalypse or whatever. And so people have put a really, really bright light on the finances, and even like us moving into this whole cryptocurrency era and like everybody having cash up, like that shit happened in about a year or two, where everybody went from, you know, dealing with cash and cards to now we have these chips on our credit cards and our debit cards and stuff. And now you can use things like, I said, Cash App, Google Wallet, all these apps are coming up where money is being traded more digitally. PayPal is on an uprise, all of these companies. Excuse me, like I said, Bitcoin, the stock market, all these things are sort of experiencing an evolution at this time. So it's about you and how you're able to adapt to that change. How are your finances being kept? What resources do you have that you might be able to tap into to make this change a little bit smoother for you. And also I've heard some people say, because Taurus rules sexuality as well, and sensuality, the touch, the five senses. I've heard a lot of people say that this is like, with Uranus being the weird planet, it rules Aquarius, it rules the revolution, the you know, the rebel in us all. It's like I said, that evolution of things going from the traditional way to being more like uncharted terrain. Like, we've never used cryptocurrency before. We don't know exactly how viable this might be for us all as a society as a whole, but things are changing and you got to roll with the punches. And this is like our era of being taken out of the old and into the new. So now we're getting a chance, us millennials are getting a chance to spearhead this operation, but also we're experiencing certain changes that generations before us had experienced. Like, just imagine being a 30-something, 20-something year old when the internet first came out. Like, what the fuck? People were probably scared as hell. Like, what is going on? Why am I putting my information out here so that I can create a Facebook profile? Like, why do you need all this? You know what I'm trying to say? So now this is our revolution. This is our evolution as a humankind, as far as sexuality, finances. I think the way that we go about buying and exchanging, or selling, buying and exchanging goods, relating to other people sexually, even understanding like the tantric elements of certain things, because I already associate sort of like sexual taboos and stuff like that sort of with Taurus and Scorpio, which is Taurus's opposite. But with Uranus being here, I definitely feel like there's gonna be a major shake up happening within the sexual realm of things. I don't know exactly how that's gonna play out, but Uranus also rules technology. So again, taking those Taurus concepts of money, sex, things like that, and putting them into the technological realm even more than they have been. Like, we all have Pornhub, like, access to that. We got this cryptocurrency thing happening, but now it's like, I don't understand fully how these things are going to be revolutionized, or you understand what I'm trying to say. I don't know what the next move is going to be, but it's going to be something like a wild card being thrown, because that's what Uranus is. Uranus is the wild card. It's the, you think you know, but you have no idea. And it's also all of us individually doing our own thing to create that collective sense of live and let live. So people are probably going to be a little bit more risque with the sexual shit. I don't know how we're going to be like, I don't know if Pornhub is going to experience, or all the porn sites are going to start doing certain shit to where like more people are on there making their money from it, even creating a living from relating to people sexually, even more so. Like that industry is already huge as fuck. So I don't know how we could take it a step further is what I'm trying to say. But much like the cryptocurrency, like, things are definitely like the whole platform, the whole format of shit is up for a change. Do your research on that and then come back to this video and tell me if that makes sense, because yeah. And then we have Jupiter in Scorpio. So again, and it's making a lot of aspects to those that moon in Capricorn, that Pluto that's going on in Capricorn. So yeah, a lot is happening right now. As far as Jupiter is the planet of expansion, it's where things go to blow up. Scorpio is the place of the underworld. It's the taboo of everything. It's the how we relate to other people when it gets down and dirty. And also power manipulation, the acquisition of power, figuring out how to manipulate situations to retain the most that you can. I mean, I don't know another way to put it. And also figuring out who you can pair up with, who's gonna bring you the most power and assets as well, because like I said, that's kind of the things that the Taurus and the Scorpio opposition share, is like acquisition of assets, power. I feel like Taurus is more homey, Scorpio is more go out and get it. That's just in my experience. But even so, Scorpio is still sort of like moving under the radar as they do things. And of course it's a water sign, so it's a little bit more emotionally like intuitive with the shit. And Taurus is more, it wants to see spreadsheets and results, and it needs to know like what the fuck's going on. Scorpio can more so read between the lines and understand certain things without the full-on explanation. They will find the explanation, but they'll do it in secret by themselves. Anyway, so the Jupiter making aspects to this Pluto and this motherfucking moon going on over here, I just feel like people are going to be using what they got to get what they want. That's definitely the consensus here. And I feel like I'm ready for this energy. I think that this This chart is live as fuck, and we're gonna pull a couple cards real quick to end out this reading because I actually have to go to work and I've been rambling. I haven't done a general one of these. Usually I try to do these on like Periscope and stuff like that. I haven't done a lot of them, but whenever I read charts for people, I get carried away. Even personal charts. I am offering a personal chart reading still. If you guys are interested in anything like that, you can always email me at nellforhighvibe@gmail.com to see about when we could go ahead and schedule one of those, get that paid for, and get that to you. I do it on a video platform. I prefer to be able to look at the people that I'm reading for, because it's a process that requires two people. Like, if I'm reading a personalized natal chart, first of all, I don't know you, so I can only tell you what I see in the chart. You're gonna have to help me understand how that affects you in your day-to-day life so that I can help you unfold the story more. So I like to do it on Facebook, Skype. I just downloaded the Google app Duo, so we could do it however, but I am offering those services as well as tarot services and stuff like that still. And I'm so grateful for you guys because through this YouTube channel, I've been able to connect with people from all over the world. Like, it's so trippy to me how from my house, I can share my gift with people from all over, from literally everywhere. I keep dropping these cards. All right, so let's go ahead and center in. Ask Spirit to deliver us the messages of the collective for, let's say, the next week or so. With this chart that I've just read and all the energies that are going on in the sky, what can we come to expect as a collective energy over the next week or so? Spirit, please give me the messages for the highest good of the collective. And whatever messages that you have. The Dreamer. Uh-oh, lots of cards. I'm gonna try to pull 9 cards even though I don't have space for 9 cards on because of my tripod. I'm just gonna figure it out. So the first card that we have is the Dreamer. That card is the 0 card. So it's the card of infinite possibilities. It's like true, pure potential before it's being used for anything. So it's literally like a blank slate. Spirit is asking you to identify. Is this it? Okay. It's asking you to identify who it is that you think you are, what it is that you want to be, and to follow that dream, to follow that faith. I feel like spending time in meditation, spending time alone. I know one thing that I'm very, very guilty of as a Gemini rising is I oftentimes feel energized around other people, so I take time out of my day to be around others, or at least that has to be a part of my lifestyle. It doesn't have to be every day, but on those days when I do that and I neglect myself and I don't meditate and I don't give myself that space and that time, I get a little further away from my vision. So it's about balance, but at the same time understanding the ebb and flow of how people affect you, but also the importance of needing time alone to understand yourself, to identify your own mission. That's the energy that I'm really getting. You need to identify your mission. We also have the 8 of Water. I'm going to show you these cards as soon as I pull them off. The 8 of Water, which is talking about moving away from something that is not giving you life anymore. It just water cards are all about emotions and the undercurrent of things. Like I said, it relates to the moon energy in astrology, where we see the sense of our true selves. We understand like when you go home at night, are you happy with yourself type shit. Oh shit. And with this card, this represents someone who is not, who is just unfulfilled for some reason, and they feel as though something that they always aspired to, something that they always sort of dreamed of, just isn't cutting it. It's just not working so much anymore. And it could be certain aspects of a part of your life. It doesn't have to mean like, you know, you're just gonna leave your mate, you're gonna leave that job, you're gonna leave. But I mean, if you are feeling like that, honor those feelings. Talk about those feelings. Sometimes you might not even need to talk about it with another person. Talk about it with your damn self. Write about it in your journal, your diary. Ask your God, your spirit, universe to give you messages to help guide you if you're unsure. Uh-oh, you see how that one just flipped up? And move in that. Sometimes we all need a little guidance. I think that having mentors, having loving people around definitely helps. But sometimes if you're going across, if you're asking your friends advice and they're not necessarily where you want to be in life, they could give you advice that might work for them, but it might not necessarily work for you. So that's why I say consult with people. People are here to help. You know, we should never feel like we're too above talking to people or conversing with people, just sharing with people. But at the same time, don't feel like that has to be the end all be all. You govern yourself. Let me move through this quickly because I'm at like 10% battery. So we had the Dreamer, and then we had the Eight of Water, and now we have Justice. So yeah, something is being decided. Something is coming into reality. Like the truth is being revealed. It says fair and just decisions. Do what you know is right. Stand up for your beliefs. So again, having that energy of really understanding your own power. 8 symbolizes power and also symbolizes infinity. So it symbolizes sort of understanding your own energy and being able to resonate in that and to be confident in that. And you know the truth. You know what's real. Like, you can talk to as many people as you want, but you know, like that Leo sun, that Leo Mercury, you need to project your truth onto people. And even if it's not necessarily talking, communicating, you can do it through your actions too. What is it, Mars and Capricorn right now is I'm gonna show you better than I can tell you. I might tell you, I'm gonna give you your 2 weeks notice job before I leave you. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna try to negotiate that pay raise first. I'm gonna try to see what's shaking, what I can make of the situation first. If you can't give it to me, then I will go elsewhere, because I understand that I understand my value. I'm no longer gonna be fooled by this dream that you sold me, right? And then we have the Three of Fire. The Three of Fire talks about sharpening your own iron, understanding your own processes as far as your passion and what it is that you have to offer. It's a very sort of fire sign, so Leo, Sagittarius, Aries type of energy, but with that Leo sun and then Leo Mercury, Leo North Node, I'm getting more Leo. So it's understanding your own value and the fact that you can move shit by yourself. I don't know if that's even a saying, move shit, but this guy is, well, on the traditional tarot, there's a guy here and he has like some sort of merchandise. He's a merchant and he sent out his ship with the shipment of material goods, and now it's coming back, so he's getting ready to see what type of move he's been able to make in the world, like how successful his endeavor has been. But he understands that even this is a stepping stone. Even this is a major play, because I was able to get to the point where I was even able to send a ship out, my nigga. Like, what do you mean? So it's understand. It says abundance. Things look very good. Have patience at this time. Make long-term plans. It's understanding your own value and how you can add to the world and putting that out there and not feeling like you necessarily need to, I don't know, just understanding where you are in your process. That's more so what it is. You have the Ace of Air right next to the Dreamer, right underneath the Eight of Water. So it's ultimate truth, understanding. And then with Justice here, this is just ultimate understanding. Come to Jesus moment with you, yourself, and you. And getting to the nitty gritty of like what's around you. No longer being fooled by the smoke and mirrors of shit. Understanding and gaining that mental clarity so that you understand what move to make next, and not second guessing yourself. Underneath that, you have the Nine of Earth. So this is seeds well planted. Do not fret. Whatever situation it is that you have to move away from, you need to move away from it because your internal guidance system is telling you this is no longer working for you. It's no longer worth it. Move on, do something else. You will see the results from this. You will understand, even if you don't fully get it. Like a lot of my water sign people, I'm trying to talk fast because I think my phone's gonna cut off, but a lot of my water sign people follow your intuition at this time. A lot of my air sign people follow the guidance that you've been given. Air signs tend to experience synchronicities a lot more than other signs, and even earth signs sometimes, because earth signs are more in tune to what's going on. Air signs are more in tune to the frequencies of things. So I think earth signs recognize this shit more, but they're like, no, I need more proof. Air signs see it and they're like, okay, yes, confirmation. So whatever confirmation that you've been getting, move towards that, because it's helping you to become autonomous. It's helping you to become that person that you've always seen yourself as being, and the justice will be served. You do the work, you will reap the benefit, period. It's gonna take a minute. I'm not saying anything is gonna happen over time. I mean, like overnight, especially if you're stressing out, because you also got the Ace of Air. We also got the Eight of Air, sorry, where we're feeling trapped, like, oh, there's nowhere I can move to. You have this dream and you're like, how do I get from the dream to actually being in motion with the dream? And then from there, the big fuckaroo is, not only do you have to get up on the mountain, but you have, well, no, that's not a good analogy, but not only do you have to get to the checkpoint, but you have to move to the next checkpoint. You feel me? So it's not just about, oh, I want to do this, and then you create that, and then it's like, okay, well, my life's done. No, it's about elevation. It's about progress. It's about understanding what moves to make next. right? Within that dream. I think a lot of times people don't really think that their dreams can come true, so they do whatever because they're like, oh, you know, what's the worst that could happen? And then the best happens, and then you're like, okay, well, where the fuck do I move on from here? I'm confused, I'm stuck, somebody help me. But find your strength. Find your strength. Find your fire. The Knight of Fire is like, universe understands that none of us know what the fuck's going on. Universe gets that even though a lot of our souls may have been here before, or a lot of our energies or our ancestors are with us, and the ancestors have experienced things before us, and they're able to give us insights that we're all just babies. We're moving through this thing. Even 50, 60, 70-year-olds don't understand life. They don't understand everything. You know, if you've been through something and you can say you know something, share that with people, but nobody knows everything. You know, so the Knight is sort of symbolic of being in that stage of like post-adolescence. It's like early 20s type of energy where, yeah, you may have seen some things in your life, but you're still pretty young. You have a lot to learn, but you have this fire. You have this energy, this passion within you that is going to push you into maturity. You're going to learn more lessons as you go. And some people say that the Knights are like all passion, no, nothing else. But I feel like everybody needs that passion. You need that belief in yourself. That almost seems insane. It seems like it doesn't make any sense in order to push you through that threshold. I think the number one reason people don't succeed is because they fucking give up. What's the thing that stops you from giving up? Passion, motivation. You know, sometimes the need to want to see something else in life, to want to experience something, that youthful energy, that fun energy that keeps you going, takes you to the longevity. You know what I'm saying? If you're not having fun while you're doing shit, it means nothing, and that's the energy that'll keep you trapped. This is the energy that liberates you, and this energy is right in between these two fire signs. So it's like, yeah, do the work. Yeah, figure out who you are. Figure out what you can create that you can really wear as a badge of honor and that you can boast about. Get that shit moving, you know what I'm saying? But don't let yourself be trapped after this. You have to continue to have that fire, continue to want to learn, continue to want to experience, continue to want to connect with people and to share, right? And then find the strength in order to be able to support this dream, because as the dreamer, none of us know what the fuck the potential is going to actually develop into, but you have that faith. Have the faith to know it's going to develop into something, and justice will be served. It's a very karmic time also, due to a lot of astrological things right now. So having the faith and treating people right, that congenial energy I was talking about with Venus being in Libra, is, and the justice card coming, being the ruler of the Libra sign. It's like, do what you know is right. I feel like use what you have to get where you need to go, but that doesn't mean you have to shit on people on the way there. Realize that everybody has personal goals, and sometimes personal goals can get in the way of group goals, but that's where you have to be more discerning and able to link up with people who both of your goals can coincide and get you both to where you need to be. It doesn't have to be so selfish. I'm not saying it's a selfish energy, but it is more of a little bit of a certain energy.